736A.
Alex Simon, 707A.
And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified.
Emily Lucero, 738A.
Lucas Tremini, 723.
Emmy Winston, room 703.
Ronald Todd Reasonover, 731B.
Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young.
Doria Estrada, 731A.
David Pustaki, room 719B.
Caitlin Van Adder, 721A.
Guiding a light, be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain. And in my heart.
Well, I love UT. There's that. Since the first time I saw it, I knew I wanted to go here. And then I just keep falling in love with it.
Taught me everything I know about what I'm trying to get into. I mean, all my chemistry knowledge has come from here. I got my internship at the Larry Park Zoo while I was here. That really helped me get a foot into what everything's about.
UT was a good place for me to be. The past 4 years, learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about other people, learned a lot about the military, learned a lot in academic theater. So it's been a good experience overall.
As I've been here 4 years now, I've come to understand how much value we have as a campus, and that we're small enough that you really can establish very close relationships with your professors, and you can see people you recognize on campus and just still be close to your friends and not feel lost in the crowd, which I think happens at a lot of larger universities.
I think I've grown up a lot since freshman year. I've had a lot of opportunities on campus. I've had a lot of leadership positions, and I think that has helped me develop into the person that I am today. I actually started the club field hockey team at the University of Tampa, which I'm really proud of. It's like my baby. I started sophomore year, so it's actually 3 years old now.
Since graduation, I've been teaching second grade in Hillsborough County, and I have 13 students, and it's a lot of fun working with them every day.
That was an opportunity through the honors program that I was able to have to fund me to go. And I studied dolphin assisted therapy there and got to observe the interactions between dolphins, and especially this one girl with autism. And I just learned a lot more about how that works, and it was just a really awesome cultural experience overall as well. It was really, really cool.
During freshman year, actually, I was chosen as one of about 20 students that got to sit on the stage with President Obama when he came to speak at the school. So that was a pretty exciting thing to get to do in my first year here.
The most important club is the Honors Council. I've been able to kind of move up in that, and I've been president for the last year and a half, so that's kind of been a big thing for me. And I've also been involved with the President's Leadership Fellows, which has been a 4-year commitment.
I've definitely learned independence, like extreme independence. In fact, I know a lot of people are going back home to live with their families, but I can't even imagine going back to live at home after being as independent as I've been here.
But out in Plant Park, usually when we go out there, since the University of Tampa is in downtown Tampa, there's not a lot of different training areas that we can use. In Plant Park, while it may not be the best training area, it's still effective for what we do while we're there. Because usually it's running squad stick slings, which are squad training exercises. So basically what happens is we put them into a group of 9 to 12 people, designate one person that is in charge of that group, and give them a mission to accomplish.
I think that the best experience I had or took advantage of at UT was the study abroad course to Ghana. I took it my freshman year. I think that helped change me from my freshman year to where I am now. It opened my eyes up to the world. I went over to Ghana, West Africa for 3 weeks after a 14-week-long course about African development in Western Africa.
No, I'm an only child, so I was pretty dependent on my parents for a lot, and I think being able to live on my own for the last 4 years has really kind of gotten me out of my shell. It's given me a chance to kind of grow, and I really appreciate that. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like I'm more in touch with who I am as a person now than I was before.
We remember all the times we had together, and as our lives change from
one of my most memorable experiences was joining my sorority, Alpha Chi Omega. It gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of people who I wouldn't have otherwise met, and I formed some really strong friendships through it. So it's a great experience.
Yeah, we met each other freshman year too.
But
on the honors floor.
To say that. She told me, she challenged me that night to remember her name the next morning. Her and Kayla's name. So I went back to my room and wrote it on a note card.
He did. He remembered them.
I remember.
I remember people skateboarding down the hall. I don't know, there's a lot of things I try not to remember, like the girl throwing up outside my door at 2 in the morning on my second night there.
It's memorable. It's not necessarily a great memory, but it was when my roommate cracked his skull open and I could see his skull and he was bleeding out. He tripped on the floor and headbutted the wall, so to say.
The first time that we really met everyone on the floor was when a bunch of us decided to break into the minaret in Plant Hall. I was really scared. Don't like heights, or darkness, or spiders. But it was a lot of fun. Like, we all did it. It was against the law and stuff, but it was fun.
Our RA yelled at us for being too loud, so we decided we were going to go in the study lounge. Jana heads in first, and then all of a sudden she comes back out and tells us that there's a homeless guy sleeping on the couch in the study lounge. So then we go back to Anna, our RA's room, and we tell her that there's a homeless guy there, and she calls security, and when security comes, he runs away. He sprints down the hallway.
Well, I've been DJing since I've been 12, so it's come a long way. I mostly do weddings now, but I DJ almost every single weekend between Orlando and Naples. So anywhere in between, I'm doing events every single weekend almost, and sometimes on the weekdays here. I've done always casino night. I do a lot of the homecoming events. I've been involved in some of the Greek life events.
This is Mowgli. He's from the Humane Society of Tampa. Moving up, this is one of the benefits of moving off campus. So I moved off campus at the end of last year. And yeah, I got Mowgli after presenting a PowerPoint presentation and Excel spreadsheet to my parents on how I would take care of him. He makes college life a little easier, a little less stressful, especially senior year. So,
especially if I frustrate her and she has something else to talk to.
Have this guy.
Kids are so funny. So the best part is like hearing them laugh and have a good time with each other. And also, like today, I was doing some reading tests with them, and some of them just blew my mind with how much they've improved so far. So just like seeing them like get something or just improve on something that they really struggled with is like the best part, because they get so happy about it and they're like, oh my gosh, can you write my planner? Can you tell my mom? I'm so excited. And that makes me really excited. So.
I also really want to travel. I am looking at a program in Germany that would kind of like learn about their culture of sustainability, and I'm kind of like leaning towards like interest in public policy, and I love like how they've gone so far, and like we still have so much more to do. So I would be really excited to like be a part of that. And I do want to go to grad school eventually, probably within the next 2 years. I'll do my applications and figure out exactly what in the field of sustainability that I would like to do. So.
But I'm not gonna cry, no. Not one sad or happy tear. I've waited my whole life. Now I'm gonna fly right out of here.
It's really not as important to me where I end up, but it's what position I'm in. I'm more interested in just really not having to get a job, to be able to really do whatever I want and pursue these ideas that I have into something that becomes far more than just an idea.
After graduation, I go home for a couple months, and then I start my infantry officer basic course at Fort Benning, Georgia, in first part of July. And then that's where my grand Army adventure begins. So then at that point it's just doing whatever the Army tells me to do. And so for the infantry, its primary job is to close with and destroy the enemy wherever it is. Go find them.
My dream job is to be able to do some sort of research with marine mammals that is connected to conservation or ecology. I'd love to be able to tie in my love for marine mammals and also the health of the oceans, like using dolphins as like an indicator for different toxins in the ecosystem. And also at one point to somehow tie in my love for people with disabilities and trying to help them maybe through animal assisted therapy. So very broad, but somewhere between those two mediums.
I've learned throughout my time at the University of Tampa that consistency is really important and congruence, and to follow through with what you say. And if you say something's going to happen, you really have to make it happen in order for people to look at you with respect and for people to trust you as a person.
It definitely increased my sense of responsibility, because now in my job I'm responsible for the learning of 13 others, and also myself. I have to make sure that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to, and UT taught me to just have that responsibility and to take accountability for what I do.
I've met a lot of international students here, and some of them have become my friends, and it was an eye-opener to learn things through their perspective and learn how things are over where they live, because I haven't been outside of the US and Canada.
I think it's cool to learn that other people are just as nerdy as you. That's kind of something. You don't really realize how nerdy other people are, and you kind of feel like a loner. Then once you enter into a department like ours, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think the most non-academic thing I learned is just to never be ashamed of what it is you're doing, especially as an artist, you know, because you're going to do things that some people might not be proud of or some people might think are kind of distasteful, but I think no matter what it is that you're doing, you should always, you know, do what you want to do and just learn to express yourself better.
Bittersweet goodbye, and I'm not gonna cry. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.